a podcast to fill my brain. Movies and Task, Reddit, Minute of Sports, betting $1 and Joel the Game, Quora and questions from real listeners, all that and more on Joel the Podcast.
Bzzz. Hello, everybody. I'm Alex.
And I'm Alex.
And this is our podcast,
Joel.
Here we are, episode 113. And hello. Welcome to episode
Hi.
113.
Gotta say,
I
it's
don't know.
a
I
real
feel-
shame we didn't start this episode like 5 minutes ago. Because let me tell you, listeners, there is some behind-the-scenes content that you just absolutely missed out on.
Yep, and it's lost forever. We obviously can't tell them what it was or recreate it in any way.
No, definitely not. That would ruin the exclusivity. But just know that it was there.
Just know you're missing out. This is the 113th episode of our podcast, and I still somehow, this is probably not my 113th time, but minimum 80th time starting and being like, yeah, so what do we do at the beginning of the episode? I don't.
How does any of this
I say
work?
welcome to episode 113, and then I don't know what to say after that.
Yeah, we should really have some 3-minute script that we just do verbatim at the beginning of every episode that's designed to transition into our typical kind of emails and Sports Minute and all that nonsense, just kind of gets us through that, but we're just reading off the exact same script. In fact, we could just pre-record that once, and then we start recording, we just talk about sports for a minute with no context, and then we read whatever emails we have, and then I'll just splice that all together into the template.
Maybe we should Maybe we should just take what we say on this episode and transcribe it and then just read it every single episode from now on.
I think we do have a few listeners. I almost said that we only have one listener, which I think we talked about that last time, that's not true. So maybe if we get some listener participation, we can have everyone vote on what their favorite opening to an episode was, and we can transcribe that one. Because I don't know that I'm not saying we're doing a bad job right now. I just don't know that this is peak form,
Right. If we're gonna copy one episode, we probably want it to be our best one.
It'd be the best episode. So I guess let us know. Reach out and send us an email about which episode you think's the best one.
Yes. Cool. So, yes, welcome to episode 113. I guess we should talk about sports.
Yeah, let's do that for
let me-
no more than 1 minute.
Which we have failed the past several episodes, I think. But all right, ready?
Let's do it.
So baseball finished up in the past month. The Texas Rangers won the World Series.
I think it's their first World Series, isn't it?
They won their first World Series. So congratulations to them. The NFL has been chugging right along. The Eagles are the number one team. They are at 8-1 right now, so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, very impressive.
The NBA has begun. Sixers are the number one team at 8-2 right now. So
Really?
Yep.
What about the Nuggets?
They're probably at the same record. I really don't know. I haven't actually been following. I just thought it'd be funny to say the exact same thing. And I think they do really are at least tied for the best record in the NBA.
I thought they had started well. I was scrolling around in the ESPN app looking for college football scores, and I happened to see the NBA. I thought the Nuggets had one loss, but that was probably a little while ago now. So.
Wow, that was super fast. We didn't even talk about college sports. Well, it's
I
too
did
late
mention
now.
it at least, so
Yeah,
people
you
know it's
said the
happening.
words college football, so that's basically all that's needed.
Yeah, that's all that's worth talking about in the college football world anyway. Cool. Well, that was that.
Cool. So that's the end of our sports minute. Did we get any emails this week?
We sure did. It was actually right after the publication of our last episode, so exactly 1 week ago today as we record this. Um, I was kind of waiting for you to say something, but I suppose I can just start the email. This comes
Sorry.
to this com-
Anyway, I guess I'll just carry the podcast myself now.
No, it's fine. It's fine. This email comes to us from Cephalopodmaster. The subject
Aru?
line is "I am a dumbass," and Cephalopodmaster writes, "As an authoritative hypothetical jorts expert who has zero in-person experience with jorts, I am devastated that jorts were the dishonorable mention of the top 10 list." Um, so
What I will respond is that all the whole email.
that was the whole email. Yeah.
Okay, my response to that is, send us a picture. I mean, you just said that you have no experience with jorts, so this would be your first experience. But send us a picture of you and jorts, and maybe we'll change our minds. I don't know.
That's true. The entire reputation of jorts is now resting on how well David can pull them off. Or any
Yeah.
other listener who chooses to send us a picture of themselves in jorts.
Yes, and if you go ahead.
You may be about to say the exact same thing I am, which is that if we receive a picture of someone in jorts, we will send pictures of ourselves in jorts in response. Is that what you were thinking?
That's not what I was gonna say, and I don't have jorts, so I don't know if I can guarantee that. But I
Okay,
probably
let's
won't.
go with your thing then.
I was just gonna say, if you want to send it, if you do want to send us a picture of yourself in jorts or any other email, you can find our email on our website, which is alexandalex@joelthepodcast.github.io/alexandalex@joelthepodcast.website/index.html.
Very
and,
important information.
You can find our email plus random other things there, including, I don't know, some other things probably. There's some stuff you can't buy in the store there,
Mm-hmm.
and
Some
Did you
pictures of
put-
me.
I was gonna say some pictures of you. So definitely go check it out. Wow, my phone was under a pillow, so I don't know how much you could have heard me during that last minute or two. But anyway, it's no longer under a pillow.
It's just gonna be complete silence from your end.
If that's the case, definitely don't splice in the audio from the Skype. Just leave it as silence. It's just you talking to thin air and laughing at like jokes that no one can hear.
Laughing at nothing.
All right. So anyway, if you send us a picture of jorts, it sounds like Nathan will send you a picture of himself in jorts.
Yeah, and that's a guarantee.
And I
you
might.
how well
I
we
know that my
follow through
dad
with
has
things.
jorts, so maybe I'll
Oh.
borrow a pair of his jorts, which are going to be too big for me, so I'll wear a belt. But just for the bit.
Perfect.
Maybe we'll Photoshop our cover art just jorts onto us very badly.
That's a much better promise. We can absolutely do that.
Yes. So. Excuse me. Anyway, yeah. So send us an email about whatever you want, and we have no other emails. Is that right?
Yeah, that's our one email from the past week.
All right. Very good. So this episode, I guess we should just get right into it. We are going back to something that we did, I think, like, it feels like almost a year ago at this point, but I think it's really only like, 7 or 8 weeks ago in terms of episodes. So
Yeah,
we're going
something
back
like that.
to Danielle's top 10 guessing game, I guess is what you would call it.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe we still had some left over from the last time we did that, which was episode 108. Wow, that was really only like 5 episodes ago. We've been very unproductive over the past 5 weeks. So anyway, but we're gonna. I think she sent us an update a few months ago, an updated soda list. So we'll get to that, and then we'll continue on whatever else she has in that. Yeah, I'm not able to talk right now in that slideshow. Anything to add?
Nothing to add. Let's get into it. I think it may be best if you pull it up here and then share the screen so that we can
Okay.
both look at the presentation, and then
I
we'll just individually have the spreadsheet,
I don't-
presumably.
don't know if I have it. Let's see. No.
Was it shared
It's
with
a-
us by any chance?
She emailed it to us, right?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm not sure of. I suppose probably.
Okay, so you already have the email pulled up, right? Go back to that email.
So there is the top 10 soda rematch with way better resource email. But that appears to be the only thing I have from her.
Oh, maybe she sent it to
in
me
podcast email.
personally.
That may be the case. In any case, I suppose if we want to start with, I'll let you search for that. I will pull up the email on this computer so that I can share it with you.
Okay. got it.
And then we can begin with the sodas and switch over to you.
Open with Google Slides. Okay, I have it. But we can start
You
with
have-
we can start with the other one.
Wow, I am not signed into the podcast email on this browser. Quick, think of some good content while I remember how to log into stuff.
So I just want to maybe I'll just recap some of the things that we had what happened last time we did this. So the 5 categories that we did last time were top 10 fears was the first one. And so the format is that we would go through each item, not knowing what was coming next, and just guess where in the top 10 it ranked. And then we got 2 points if we guessed the exact number correctly, and we got 1 point if we were off by 1. So the first one was top 10 fears. And then we did top 10 most hated foods in America. And then we did top 10 favorite ice cream flavors. And then we did top 10 most popular sodas in the United States, which controversial since she sent us an updated version of that one. And then we did top 10 most popular sports in America. And then finally we finished up with top 10 most... No, we didn't do this one. Did we do this one? No, that was the last one. The sports was the last one. So, and we unbelievably ended the game in a tie, both at 36 points at the end of 5 rounds. So I guess this particular today will be the rubber match to see if one person can break away and win. So anyway, it seems that Nathan, you have pulled up the soda one.
Yeah, great. So you can see my screen. Let's begin with this rematch of top 10 soda. Hopefully that was a good enough description of the rules of the game. So here we go. Top 10 soda. Given that we can look back at our answers from last time, I suppose we each have the same kind of competitive advantage here, so that shouldn't be a problem. Which column is me? Oh, it says at the top. Cool. Let's begin.
I just pinned the top row so we can see.
Amazing. Top 10 most popular sodas in the USA. This is
According
apparently according to
Newsweek
Newsweek.
2021.
Yeah, so let's spend about 10 seconds talking about the credibility of that source. How credible would you
Strong,
say this
very
source
strong.
is?
It has the word news in the name, and I trust anything that has the word news in its name.
Absolutely. So do I. And for that reason, this is the definitive list of sodas, as of at least
And
2021. But
right, and I mean, I don't think there's been a large upheaval since 2021, so I trust this list.
no, I haven't changed my mind about literally anything since 2021, and I assume the rest of America has done the
Of
same.
course, right.
In fact, I would bet nearly anything that that's the case. So here we
Maybe
go.
$1,
Cool.
would you bet? Oh, just kidding. Wow, we haven't done a dollar bet in a while.
No, we haven't. We should come up with something by the end of the episode here.
Sounds good.
It's a good thing we described all the rules of this game because Danielle has provided us with this slight revisions slide. There is no number 5 answer given. Here's an optional adjustment. One switch is permitted at the end. How do we feel about that?
Wait, what does this mean? No number 5 answer given.
So in previous rounds, you might notice that neither of us ever answered number 5 because she would always tell us what the number 5 one was, kind of as like
Oh.
an anchor for the rest of our guesses.
That's right. I forgot.
So she's not going to do that anymore, but as kind of a compromise, I suppose, we can switch an answer at the end to like flip the position of 2 guesses, I assume.
I kind of like the fact that you might just get locked into something terrible at the end.
Yeah, I think on one hand it is, it would be a nice mechanic given that there's no number 5 given anymore. But I do like the challenge, and I think this is going to be the only one like this. Presumably, once we go back to the original ones,
Correct.
we
Yeah.
will be getting number 5. So let's just stick to the rules. She says, source provided on answer slide. Final slide contains scores from last podcast based on this more accurate resource. Oh, cool. So we'll be able to not only evaluate our performance now, but we'll be able to evaluate our performance then, but against this new resource. So,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, appreciate that.
Let's hit it. Pepsi.
Let's hit it.
I don't
Number
even
one,
think that was on the list previously.
I think Pepsi may have been the number 5.
Oh, that's right. All right.
Yeah.
What do you want to guess for Pepsi?
I feel like number 5 is not a bad place to put Pepsi. But knowing what we know about the last ones, like some of those top ones that I really don't feel like deserve to be that high, I'm going to bump them up a little bit. I'm going to give Pepsi a 4.
I am also going to do the same. Well, no, I think here's my thing. It's like if you go to a restaurant, they're going to have Coke or Pepsi. And it's kind of like split 50-50 which they're going to have. So like in terms of restaurant drinks, it's going to be number 2, right after Coke. But the question is outside of that. So yeah, I think 4 is a pretty good. I'm also going to put 4.
No, that's a pretty fair point that I don't think I was considering necessarily. As like there are cases where you're locked into Coke or Pepsi, like you cannot choose between them. And how many people truly are like, oh, you don't have Coke? Well, I certainly won't have a Pepsi.
Right, not that many.
I don't
I mean,
know.
there are some people like that, but
Yeah. Cool. All right, number 2 on the list here is Fanta. It apparently does still make the top 10, which is kind of surprising to me. My guess last time for Fanta was 10.
yeah.
I think the only reason I'm inclined to guess higher than 10 this time is
It's just because of last time.
Because of last time, the actual answer was number
Yeah.
3.
I think that I don't want to lock myself in at 10, but I do think it's going to be pretty low. I'm going to guess 9.
Yeah.
That's such a dumb move. Of course,
man.
it's going to be like freaking 2 again or something like that.
No, I'll give it. I think I gotta split the difference of what my gut says and what the last answer was. I'm gonna try for a 7 here. We'll see.
No
how
one
that treats
like
me.
who goes to any place and it's like, yes, can I? Like some people do go, can I have a Fanta? But like, it's much less than these other ones anyway.
I think the
Let's
thing with Fanta is it's like its own thing, right? It's not at all like a Coke or a Diet Pepsi or
right.
whatever. It's
It's
like,
not like anything else. It's
so
the
if you
most
like
different.
Fanta, I get the sense that neither of us are really that into Fanta, which for me at least is
Correct.
absolutely true.
No, but like even beyond that, like even beyond the fact that we're not into it, like I don't like know anyone who regularly drinks it is what I'm saying. Like it's
That's
just not
true.
something that you commonly hear.
Yeah, I probably see it at the grocery store, you know. I may even see it like on the menu at restaurants sometimes or whatever, but I can't think of a time, honestly, where anyone's had or like,
Right.
chosen as their top choice Fanta, but I don't know. Anyway, at this rate, we're gonna not get very far. Let's keep
Yeah,
going
we're
here.
fine. Doctor crossed out Dr. Pepper.
Thank you. I appreciate the attention to detail here. Dr. Pepper without a period after doctor. Um, Absolutely the right way to spell it. You know what? I'm gonna say last time I had this as my number four. I think this time I'm gonna give it. I think I'm gonna give it my number. See, do I give it a number two? Because that's what it was last time. I might give it a number three.
I'm
give
gonna
it a
go
number three.
5. I think that Dr. Pepper is pretty solidly middle of the road. I'm honestly kind of disregarding everything from last time just because like she said the result was inaccurate. So I'm kind of just
Yeah.
like let me I'm just kind of yeah. I think Dr. Well, what am I putting above Dr. Pepper? I guess I'm putting it at 5 like aside from Coke. Yeah, maybe I do want to put it at 3. It's an interesting. Yeah, I think I do want to put it at 3. I think you're right.
Next up
So,
is Mountain Dew. Thing
Mountain Dew.
is, I've already got a 3 and a 4.
Okay,
So do
Mountain
you.
Dew's definitely my 5. Yes.
I think Mountain Dew has to be my 5 as well because I really don't think it's 1 or 2. So I guess yeah, stuck in at number 5 there. That's all there is to say about that. I may. Oh, no, not over Pepsi though. I actually feel kind of good about number 5. Next up, here we go. Coca-Cola. There's
What?
only one place this can be.
What?
Is it all right if I use my computer?
As long as it's not too loud, I'm recording.
If I'm using my headphones and there's no channel, so
Great.
it won't be.
Is that Ben?
Yeah, it's been so. We're getting our floors redone in our
Uh-huh.
house, so Ben's desk has been moved to the basement.
Okay. So
So his computer's down here. So
can
if you hear any-
can he hear
if you hear
me?
any- no, he can't.
Okay. Well, tell Ben I say hi and to listen to the podcast.
Nathan says hi
Hi, Nathan.
and listen to the podcast. He says.
I'll make
This is a really good episode. I wouldn't want him to miss out.
Yeah, I'm sure he appreciates it.
Yeah, he's even in it, so I mean, there's
Right, exactly. So if you hear any clacking in the background, that's Ben's mechanical keyboard that I gave him.
that
Nice.
broke, so
Oh, it broke?
there's the left arrow key and like the Q key are broken, so
Wow, rip.
I'll switch back to the
Well, you will not hear that. He just has a normal keyboard. So maybe you'll hear him be mad at the game. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be exciting to find out.
Yeah.
Um,
What a roller coaster it's been so far. I can't wait.
I know the audience probably can't even hear anything he's saying, so it's just like me talking to like no one. All right.
Yeah, I guess we'll see
Um,
how it comes through on your phone, but I can hear him a little bit in the Skype. So
Sure.
let's keep it rolling.
Yes. We have Coca-Cola here. We're both putting it at number 1. I don't know. There's a lot more we need to say about that.
Yeah. Next up is Diet Coke, which honestly might have to be my number 2, but that's a little worrying because I will then have 1 through 5 and 7. So everything else would have to be below, would have to be 6, 8, 9, 10. Do I potentially take a hit on Diet Coke just so I have a chance at sneaking something else up at 2 for a shot at a really popular drink? I don't think so. I think Diet Coke might genuinely be number 2. I'll take the risk.
I'm gonna do almost like very opposite. I'm gonna drop it down to 7. I don't think it's that high.
All right.
I gotta leave myself 6 and 2 for other drinks. All right, let's go. What's next?
Very, very strategic. Time will tell. Next up is 7 Up. Tell me about your experience with 7 Up.
I have almost no experience with 7 Up. When I was a kid, we had this like rhyme that had a bunch of sodas in it, and 7 Up was in there. But I don't know that I've ever drank 7 Up that I can remember. Yeah, my dad says that 7 Up used to be a lot more popular when he was younger. But I think it's just been left by the wayside. I'm going to go number 8 with this.
7 Up might be. I'm gonna drop 7 Up down to number 9. I really don't have a lot of faith in 7 Up. My personal experience with 7 Up is that it is the third place to both Sprite and formerly Sierra Mist, now Starry, which is an exciting soda development, by the way, since the last time we did this.
Yeah, I can't believe we didn't even talk about that.
Sierra Mist, yeah. And surely this one will as well, because it's a 2021 list, so. Oh, no.
Sunkissed? Okay, number 10 it is.
Number 10 it is. Sunkissed? I don't know that I can argue with that one, because Sunkissed is everything Fanta is, but, like, less popular, right?
Yes. It's like, yes. It's just orange soda, right? So.
Yeah.
But not Fanta.
So, both of us agree, Sunkissed number 10. Here it is, Sierra Mist.
So you said that they would have Starry, and you lied.
What?
Didn't you say, like, surely this is a 2021 list, so they'll have Starry? Wasn't that what you were saying?
Oh, no, I said they would not, based on the fact that
would
it was
not.
back in
Got it.
2021.
So you were
I'm pretty
correct.
sure Starry was a change, like, this year or something, or at least I only
Yeah,
heard
pretty
about it
recently.
this
You're
year.
right about
I
that
don't
now
know.
that I think about it.
I guess this will be my number 8 because I assume that our last option is going to be Sprite.
Agree,
Which I
and
would
I'm
drop in
making
at
this
6.
6 for the same reason.
Yeah, and sure enough, here it is, Sprite. That will
2.
by default, let's see, be number 6 for me. So, ooh, and you've got to drop that one at 2.
Oh, I'm
Feeling pretty good about my Diet Coke up there now. So,
I'm not upset with Sprite at 2. I think that Sprite is pretty popular.
yeah. All right, well, it's time to find out. Here are the answers. Oh, no, just kidding. Top
They're
10
not
most popular
answers.
sodas in USA in no particular order.
It's just a review. Yeah.
It's just a review. I think our listeners can just re-listen to the section we just did if they want to review. So let's get to the answers, which are on the next slide. There we go. All right. Number 1 is Coca-Cola. No surprise there.
Number 2
Number
is
2
Diet
is,
Coke.
in fact, Diet Coke. Number 3 is Pepsi. Number 4 is Dr. Pepper. So decent job to both of us there. Number 5 is Mountain Dew.
Oh, you got Sprite. Oh, you killed me. Oh,
Number
no.
6 is Sprite.
Which is what you guessed.
Number 7 is Fanta, which is
what
I
you
guessed.
guessed.
Number 8 is Sierra Mist, which is what I guessed.
my
Number 9
gosh.
is Sunkissed. No, which is not what I guessed. But number 10 is 7 Up. We just flipped Sunkissed and 7
Wow.
Up there.
You
What a performance.
absolutely did an amazing job here.
Yeah, so let's see. I got 1 off, exactly right, 1 off, exactly right, exactly right, exactly right, 1 off, exactly right. That's
You got
honestly
16
incredible.
out
I
of a
don't think that
possible
happened
20
before.
points. That's unbelievable.
Wow.
I only got 7. So, yeah. So if we're continuing our score, we're now at Nathan 52, me 43. So a commanding lead for you. See if you can hold on to it.
Yeah, nothing to worry about if this is anything like the other games we play. Scores
Nothing to worry about for
scores
me,
from the
you
last
mean.
podcast. Scores from the last podcast. So with that same list, apparently last time you scored 6 points, so you did a little bit better this time, and I would have scored 9 points, so I did much better this time. So
Yes.
well done to past us,
I can't believe
but
Diet Coke
weller
is more
done to
popular than
current
Pepsi.
us.
That's really surprising to me.
Yeah. Did I guess number 2 for Diet Coke last time? I
You
did.
did.
That must
Looks
be
like.
that must be a powerful powerful
And I
gut
guessed
feel
right
that
for
I
number
have
2
there,
last
but...
time, and it was wrong last time too. All right.
Nice. Well, that appears to be the end of this slideshow. I can't click to anything else, so...
Great. So why don't I share this? Let me pull it out so I can just share it by itself. Yes. Start sharing. All right. Can you see it?
I can. Now I cannot.
Oh, I shared the wrong thing then. That's pretty embarrassing. All right, can you see it now?
Now I can, yes.
Excellent. All right. Pull this up. All right, so our next category is top 10 most sold board games in America.
Whoa.
And we're going back to having the number 5. So for this one, our number 5 is Scrabble.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean, uh-oh?
Well, I just have no idea where... I guess I can rank things maybe relative to Scrabble, but I can't even think of, like, what the possibilities would be. There's just so many
Sure.
board games, right? So...
Well, I have some thoughts, so hopefully that'll be an advantage and help me catch up this time.
All right.
All right. So we begin. Our first board game is Trivial Pursuit. Trivial Pursuit. Okay, this has to be less popular than Scrabble, but it's been around for a long time. I'm going to go 7.
7 feels like a pretty smart move, but I think it may be, well, okay. I'm going to go with 6 for probably
right.
pretty similar reasons.
Sure.
Don't know how I
Next
feel
up,
about
we
it.
have Backgammon.
What?
Okay. When was the last time you went over to someone's house and they had backgammon? It's one of those. It's one of those ones that's like sold, like with like 5 other board games at the same time, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Let
What
me
do you
ask you
think?
this. Do you know how to play backgammon?
I at one time in the past did know how to play backgammon. I don't really remember now. I know that you just like move along the different spaces. I
Yeah.
don't really remember how.
I don't know if I've ever played backgammon in my life. So that just to give some context, I'm going to put this at like number 9, but I feel like that's probably too low just based on how kind of universal this game seems to be. I'm
just
hoping to
thinking
see
of what-
some real powerhouses up top or
Yeah,
something.
I'm just thinking of like what can be above Scrabble. I really just can't imagine that backgammon is above Scrabble. I'm gonna go number 8 on this one.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have checkers.
Oh, here we go. I'm gonna say.
I think this is above Scrabble.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 3.
I was thinking 2, and then I got a little bit scared that 2 might be too high. So I'm inclined to agree with you. I think on number 3. Give some flexibility there. Monopoly is up
Monopoly.
next.
I mean,
So-
to me, what do you think?
I'm assuming that this is like Monopoly plus all of its variants, right? Like you just kind of lump that all in together.
I would guess. I don't really
Yeah.
know, obviously, but
I again, I'm
When you
showing.
say variants, I to be clear, I think that it would count like Purdueopoly or all those other opolies, but it would
Sure.
not count like Monopoly, Mega Monopoly, or
No. That's like
Monopoly
something
City
that's
or with.
something that is a themed Monopoly rather than a kind of like Monopoly spin-off or something.
Right.
So
All right, what you got?
maybe again showing a little bit of bias, but I think I might put this as number one, just for sheer
I think
volume of
I think this
Monopoly
is a clear
things there
number
are.
one.
Yeah,
When it said like top 10 board games, I'm like, okay, so number one is Monopoly. Like that was my that was my first thought.
yeah,
All right, another heavy hitter. Here's chess.
yeah.
I think it's got to be number two. Like I mean, I feel like it's been around forever, and it's still popular. Yeah, I think it's number two.
I'm gonna put chess at number four, not necessarily because I think it belongs there, but
That's a
maybe
good
more
reason.
so because I have just a suspicion that there must be something coming along that's more popular than chess and checkers still.
Sure.
I don't want to be stuck putting it too low.
Well, we'll see. All right, here comes the next one. Clue. This is a good one.
Yeah.
Another classic. What do you think? Just to be clear, I'm trying to alternate who says their guess first to eliminate
Yeah.
the advantage of guessing second.
Right. I Clue is the kind of thing that I would have wanted to put at number four, I think. But unfortunately, that spot's taken. So, do I put Clue at number two? I don't know that it deserves to be that high, but
You have all your like mid range taken. Like for you, it's either 2 or 7.
yeah. I better put it at two because I don't know that it's going to be so low as seven.
I still have 4 and 6 available. I think I think Clue is less popular than Scrabble. I'm gonna go with 6. Battleship. See, these are all like most people have a copy of these.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't feel bad putting Battleship at like number eight.
I don't know. I've got to put it either 4 or 9 or 10. I guess I'll go with 9. I don't. I really have no idea on it. I really have no idea. Here's next. The Game of Life.
Hmm.
Again, this is just one. It's like you go to someone's house, they have a copy of them in their closet.
Yeah.
One of these has got to be 4, right? I'm gonna go with 4 for this one.
Yeah, I think it's I'm gonna put it at seven. My options are 7 or 10, so I guess I
And
just
last
gotta
but
hope
not
that
least,
whatever's
Candyland.
Candyland. Nah, I don't feel bad about putting Candyland at number 10.
Yeah, me neither. All right, let's see the results. Top 10 most sold board games in America. Number 1, chess.
Okay.
Number 2, checkers. Number 3, backgammon. Wow, number 3, backgammon.
Ridiculous.
I guess those 3 games are pretty much all sold together.
I suppose.
Number 4, Monopoly.
Right.
Number 5, Scrabble. Number 6, Clue. Yes, I think I
Yeah,
got
nice-
that one,
nice
right?
job,
Yes, I
you did.
Number 7, Trivial Pursuit. I got that one too.
You did.
Number 8, Battleship. You got that one. And number 9, Candyland. And number 10, Game of Life. All right, I
Yeah.
gained some ground.
You gained quite a
You
bit
did
of
not do
ground
very
there.
well.
No, I got I think 5 points overall.
Yeah, I
All
think
of
you
those
got
being from. Oh no, I did get Battleship
got-
right on.
you got yeah, you got Battleship right on, and the rest were singles. For me, I got Clue right on, and I got Trivial Pursuit right on. So that helped me catch up. So I got 8 total.
Yeah, you definitely are more in tune with your mid-range games in terms
Yeah,
of the top
honestly, I think I just got lucky. Like I really like. I mean, Trivial Pursuit. I it was the first guess, so that wasn't as lucky. But like once
Yeah.
we got to the back half, like it was total luck that I got Clue correct. Well, yeah. Um, like Clue, Battleship, Life, and Candyland, I could have put those in any order and I would have been like, yeah, this is fine. Um,
I kind of agree with that.
all right, so the score update, we are now at 57 to 51. Nathan is winning, so the lead is down to 6 points instead of 9. Um, so we move on. I have no idea how many categories there are, by the way, so we'll just keep going. The public's top 10 priorities for 2022 in the United States. This is a survey taken in February 2022. What are the public's top 10 priorities?
Very
gonna be
interesting.
Yeah, because it's not like any one that you're like, oh, this is clearly going to be even on the list. Like, I don't know, is the
Yeah.
economy a priority? Is that too general? Like, I guess we'll see. Number 5 is securing Social Security. That's interesting.
Very
What's your
interesting.
thought on that?
Number 5, securing Social Security.
Does that seem high to you, low to you? What do you think? About right?
So one thing that I think I should have considered in hindsight with the games was like the generality of the game, like chess and checkers and backgammon being the top 3. Those are just like games that everybody's kind of vaguely aware of, right? Like they're just the most basic, oldest existing kind of generic games that you think of when you think of a board game, right? As opposed to like Battleship or Candyland that are a little more like.
The other thing about those board games is that they're unbranded. Like, no company owns chess. So anyone
exactly.
can make a chess set and sell it.
And so my point here is, to me, securing Social Security seems like a very like vague goal. Like it's not a specific to 2022 policy position, which makes me think
Right.
that the things above it are going to be things like healthcare or the economy, as opposed to like 2022 specific issues like, I don't know, COVID relief or whatever, student
Sure.
loans, right? So
Right. Yes.
I don't
So
know.
that, I think that's a
going to be
good.
my bias moving
I
forward
think pretty
here.
much everything on this list is going to be like that, but
Yeah.
maybe there'll be like a COVID thing or two. But let's see. Let's get into it.
We're about
First
to
item
find
on the
out.
list is reducing healthcare costs.
All right. I guess I'll fire off first here. Reducing healthcare costs, to me, has to be in the top 3. For those of you that don't know, I work in a healthcare adjacent sector. I suppose it is basically healthcare, but I'm not like a doctor or whatever. So this may
We're
just
not
be kind of
doctors
more...
on the show, but
we're not legally licensed doctors or anything like that, but I can give you medical
if you
advice.
have any
Please do
medical
email
questions,
us.
we can answer them. Yeah, exactly. Send us an email.
And we'll be absolutely correct. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make, I think, is that reducing healthcare costs might be my number 2. I'm feeling like 2022 has got to be a very healthcare centric, like top of mind. Healthcare is a thing going on at that time. At this time, in fact, at all times.
Yeah, I think
So.
reducing healthcare costs is like a very nonpartisan thing that everyone can agree on. Like, there's a lot of priorities that I think depend upon what political party you want, and
Yeah.
obviously both political parties would disagree on how this should be done.
Yeah.
But I think almost everyone agrees that like healthcare costs too much.
Yeah.
So I agree that it's going to be higher. I'm going to go with 2's pretty good. I don't know if should I go with I'm going to go with 2 as well. I don't want to take my number 1, but I think it's up there.
Yeah.
Okay, my laptop says it needs to be plugged in. So please hold for 2 minutes while I go get my charger.
We'll be back after these short messages. Here's the thing, I think, with these policy positions. and I think Alex kind of highlighted this as well, is that it's not really a partisan thing to think about reducing healthcare costs in the same way it's not partisan to say, the economy or something. By the way, since Alex isn't here and can't hear me, the economy is absolutely going to be my number one. I'm sure it's going to come up on this list. And I just think it's this might not be as tricky as you might think to kind of predict the order of these things. I wouldn't be surprised, and maybe these are famous last words or whatever, but I wouldn't be surprised if both of us actually end up doing, assuming we answer similarly or whatever, have similar philosophies. If we both do a really really good job on this, just because it's probably not that hard to predict what the top answers are going to be, because they're just always what the top answers are going to be. So, welcome back, Alex. I was just giving a little bit of commentary.
Yeah, I could hear it the whole time. It's very riveting, and
Okay.
I think that it would be very funny if we were like really terrible at this category after you said that.
Yeah. Oh, you've got earbuds in, wireless earbuds. I didn't.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm sure the economy
Otherwise,
is going to be your number one
otherwise
as
you
well.
would be on my recording as well, which you're not. So
I understand it all now. Well, I thought I
yes.
was being sneaky. Whatever. Let's do this.
Yes, let's do this. Okay, so we've done reducing healthcare costs. Next up, we have defending against terrorism. Okay, this is an interesting one. Because even though I think everyone obviously agrees that we should defend against terrorism, I don't know how much of a priority people think this is. I would tend to guess that this is going to be below the Social Security one. So I'm going to put this at number 6.
Yeah, I think I agree with you in general terms that it's going to be a lower priority. I think this is kind of the sort of thing that is always kind of like there in the background, right? But nobody's ever like, we're not doing
Unless
enough
like a
to
terrorist
defend
attack
against
happens.
terrorism. Yeah. 'Cause,
Right.
it's never like particularly unpopular to be like, we're funding, defense or whatever. Like, I'm sure there are people who are against that, individually. But in terms of our, national positions and like what the government's up to, we're always kind of whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna go with 7.
All right. Next up, we've got improving education.
Improving education
Yeah.
is interesting to me because personally, not to get too political or anything, but I think education is important.
Whoa.
And
Send
this
us an
would
email
be
if you disagree.
if you can even figure out how a computer works. If you disagree
Considering
with
how
that.
bad education is in America.
So I'm gonna say that this one is going to be above Social Security. Although, does the demographic that answers questions about, political, what was it, like policy positions in America or whatever it was, would they be
Priorities.
so old that Social Security is more top of mind than education? I really don't think so. I'm going to go with this one as my number 3 answer. I'm going to put a lot of faith in education.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think this is pretty high. I'm kind of debating between number 3 and number 1. I'm not really sure. Like, education is generally pretty high priority for people. I'm not really sure what would be number 1. I'm trying to think, like, if I can think of anything that, like, oh, I should make sure that I leave my number 1 open because X is going to come up.
Yeah.
And I can't really think of anything, so I'm going to put this at my number 1.
All right.
All right, let's move on. Strengthening economy.
There it is, baby. That's number 1 for me.
Yeah, you're probably right. Not the economy, just strengthening economy. I'm going to put it at
Strengthening
number
economy.
3, unsurprisingly. All right, so I hope nothing else good comes up because we both have 1 through 3
Right.
taken. All
Yeah.
right,
Nah,
next we've
nothing
got
nothing else can be that important.
dealing with coronavirus outbreak. This is a tough one because obviously it's 2022. So things had kind of been returning. This is February 2022.
Yeah.
So this is like right after. I think there was like a big wave. Let's see, I'm trying to remember. February 2022. Yeah, like December, January. I think there was like a big COVID wave. So I think that this will probably be. I think I'm gonna use. I mean, I think I'm gonna use my last top 5 spot, number 4 for this one.
So
This
for
really
me,
could go anywhere though.
I know this one's a little tricky. If this was like even 1 year earlier, I feel like I would have this up higher. But honestly, I think this is going to be in the bottom half.
If you had it high up in February 2020, I would be concerned because it was not a big deal back then. Oh no,
Wait.
2021 would have been a year earlier. You're right.
Yeah, okay. I was doing that right. I'm gonna try putting this at number 8. And I
There's
want
a
to be
big
clear that that's
discrepancy
not
here. We'll
my
see who gets the
personal
points.
priority,
Right.
but that's how I see it going down.
Sure thing. All right, let's go. Next one we have addressing criminal justice system. What do you think?
This is another one of those that's kind of like always happening, you know?
Yep.
Like I feel like criminal justice, just kind of the criminal justice system in general is always going to be one of those topics that um, both sides may usually feel like there's something to be done here while having completely different ideas about what that is. So it can just be a thing forever. I feel good about having my number 4 spot open. I feel like I would like to give this the number 4 spot, but I'm also then worried because I would have 6, 8, and 9. No, 6, 9, and 10 left. And I feel like I've been surprised with how many of these things. Like, I think I may have overestimated the first couple given some of the ones that have come up afterwards. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to try and give this one strategically. I'm going to try and no. You know what? I'm going to give this one what do I have left? A 6. I'm going to give this a 6. And we'll see how
So
that
it's
shakes
interesting you
out.
say that because I think that the top 3 are pretty solid: education, economy, and healthcare. I don't really think there's anything that's going to come up that I'm going to be like, oh, I wish I had saved a top 3 spot for that. For me personally, I only have 7 through 10 left. That might come back to bite me if something comes up. I think I might have put defending against terrorism too high. I think I should have put it at 7. But say la vie. Addressing criminal justice system, to me, this is something that's kind of something that people want to do, but it's kind of never like top of their list. I'm gonna go with number 9 on this one. All right. Next up, we have improving political system. I think this is like system. Sorry, I'm just typing it. I think that this is again another one that everyone kind of agrees needs to be done, but it's not like their top priority. I'm gonna give this, but I do think that it's something that more people think is important. I'm gonna put this at my highest possible spot left, which is 7.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there that it might be a, highly ranking thing. I've got number 4 left, which I think does feel too high. Maybe I should have given criminal justice number 4. I don't
You only
know.
have
It all
4, 9,
depends
and
on what the
10
next
though,
couple of
so
things end up being. I'm gonna try giving this one number. Let's see. What do I have left? 4,
4, 9, and 10.
9, and 10. Let's see. I'm gonna give this one number 10
Oh,
for
wow. Okay.
meta game reasons,
All right.
and hope that the
Next up,
last
we have
couple.
dealing with immigration.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that one might be coming. And to be honest, I I kind of saw it coming all along, but I still don't know where to put it. Maybe that should go as
4 or 9.
maybe that should go as my number 4 because I'm guessing whatever's left is something that I haven't thought of and therefore is probably more likely to be lower than this. So I'll give that a shot, I suppose.
I really don't think that immigration is that high on anyone's. I think immigration is pretty high on some people's priority lists, but not a lot of people. But I agree that it's probably not 10, so I'm going to give it 8, which is my only other one.
Yeah, we're exposing ourselves as northerners here that don't have to deal with immigration. I just noticed that this last one is reducing the budget deficit, so now I'm wishing I had a higher number left to give. But
It's interesting because I'm pretty happy giving this one number 10.
go ahead and slap that one with a number 9. You're happy giving that 10? I guess we'll see how it turns out.
The budget deficit is one of those things that's like everyone in principle agrees that it should be reduced, but doesn't actually affect anyone that it's not reduced. So it's like, yeah, we should do it, but I'd not at the expense of anything else.
I just think it's one of those classic like political positions that anyone at any time can give and basically get general agreement with. It's
Right,
the checkers of political positions.
Everyone's in favor of it happening, just not they're not in favor of it above anything else. Well, that's what I think. Let's find out. We're about to find out.
Yep.
Top
here we
10
go.
priorities for 2022 United States. Number 1, strengthening the economy. You hit the nail on the head there.
Excellent.
Number 2, reducing healthcare costs. I think we both hit
of
the
us.
nail on the head there. Number 3, dealing with coronavirus. So I'll get a point for that. That's good.
That's pretty high,
Number-
but I suppose justified.
Number 4, improving education. So I think you'll get a point for that one.
Nice.
5, securing Social Security. 6, defending against terrorism. I nailed that
Nailed
one.
it, but I still get a
7,
point there.
improving the political system. Did I get that?
You
Improving
you
the
did
political
get that.
system. Excellent. Number 8, dealing with immigration. Oh, I
You
nailed
got
that
one as
one.
well.
Number 9, reducing the budget deficit. I was only off by 1 there. And then number
got it.
10, addressing the criminal justice system.
Whew, you have quickly closed the gap. We've
Oof.
gone from a 6-point lead just down to a 3-point lead. I gained 6 points there, and you gained 9 points there. Very nice.
Thank you. Yeah, spot on with the terrorism one, which I'm patting, especially because that was only the second answer. I'm patting myself on the back pretty highly for that one, and the
Yeah,
immigration one, and the political system. Like leaving those, I'm pretty happy with how I did.
Yeah, nicely done. I think I could have given a little bit more credit to the political system, but
Man,
I
Nathan
suppose no
not
matter what I
respecting
did
the
with it, I
political
couldn't have gotten a
system.
point.
Classic Nathan not respecting the political system.
You know what? I don't respect the political system. The political system's a load of crap. We shouldn't have politicians anymore. They should just put you and me in charge. Once a week, we will talk on air for an hour, and everything we say will be law.
I definitely
that's
do
how the
not
world
want to be
should
in
work.
charge.
That's- you know what? That's-
That is how the world should work.
If you don't want to be in charge, that just means you'd be really good at it. And I know I would be really good at it, so I'm sure we'd balance each other out in that way.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately for me, unfortunately for you, this is the last slide.
Wow.
So my comeback is stifled.
By the razor thinnest of margins.
What's crazy is that you took the final margin was 3 points, and you took a 9-point lead in the updated soft drink one. And I took 3 back in each of the following 2 rounds, but unable to come all the way back. So that one really good round for you is what won it. So congratulations.
Yeah, well, thank you. I would like to thank my fans and future subjects once we abolish this political nonsense that we've got going on right now, I would obviously reorder my political priorities in the exact order that I stated. Um, number 1 being chess, all the way down to number 10 being Candyland. And, number 1 being Monopoly. Number 1, chess was the correct answer. So that's how we
Chess
do it
is
around
overrated. You heard it here first.
here. Chess is okay. Listen, we're still under an hour by my count, by mere seconds, but that's certainly long enough to do a chess rant real quick. I
love how you're like implying that you've been mentally keeping track of how long the episode has been and not just looking at your recording time.
Well, my recording time is like a tiny bit over an hour now, but we didn't start the episode right when I clicked record. I mean, probably right around now is an hour of episode, and honestly, with our theme song, we've probably been over an hour this entire time, and listeners are looking at me like I'm an idiot, which is illegal in my regime, by the way. So consider yourselves arrested.
If you wouldn't mind, just put the handcuffs on for us and just turn yourself into your nearest police station.
Right. Anyway, there's time for the chess rant, is what I'm getting at.
All right, let's hear the chess rant.
The chess rant is this. I have been, like, vaguely interested in chess for, as long as I can remember, right? Like, when I was younger, I would play chess with my grandpa, and he would, like, teach me how the game worked, and I was terrible, and I would always make terrible moves, and he would be like, well, no, you're wrong because of this, and take my pieces and beat me, and then I would not learn and do the same thing because I was young and stupid, and now I'm better at chess, but after a lifetime of just kind of casual interest, I'm still like basically trash, right? Like there are people that have like and okay, maybe this is a little unfair to rant on chess about because this is probably true for lots of games, but like casual interest in a thing for a really, really long time like this should get you to a higher tier than where it does in chess, is my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think for the amount of effort I've put in, I deserve to be better at chess.
I see. And what makes you think that?
It would feel better if I was better.
It just feels like it should be.
It feels like it should.
I feel bad about how bad I am at chess, and I don't want to feel bad.
Like, imagine me right now, a 27-year-old person who has played chess for probably, who has like learned how to play chess probably like 20 years ago. If I play the world's best like 9-year-old, I'm going to get blown off the board. It's not even going to be funny. It's just going to be an absolutely humiliating, embarrassing, like crushing loss. No shot. Why does that kid deserve to be better than me? Chess is a broken game.
Because he spent way more time playing chess than you.
That's not even true. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, it is. It's definitely true. That 9-year-old kid has probably spent like at minimum the last like 3 years of their life almost exclusively playing chess.
Yeah, but like surely I have spent, well, no, that's almost certainly not true. I probably haven't played 3 years of chess total ever. Maybe I never will, actually, come to think of it. But that doesn't change that this game is busted. I need to be better at it.
The other interesting thing is like playing chess repeatedly will only get you so far.
Yeah.
Like in order to be really good at chess, you also have to like study chess and like study openings and positions and things like that. Some of which you can pick up by playing, but not a lot of it.
Yeah.
And so like even if you what frustrates me about this is now I'm totally kind of just left turn. What frustrates me about chess is that like I am like slightly more than casually interested in chess.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when I say that I just mean like I have enough interest that I've watched like YouTube videos about chess.
Yeah. Same.
And I know like a few strategies and openings and things and terms. And like to me, like now I should always beat someone who like hasn't done those things.
Yeah.
Like I can be okay with like a 9-year-old beating me as long as they've like put in the effort.
Sure.
For me, like I shouldn't lose to someone who like doesn't know chess strategy. Is their basic strategy is don't make a move that will lose a piece, right? And yet I can lose a game like that. You know, like last January, I was with another guy for a month, and we played a couple games of chess, and I won most of them, but not all of them. Right? It's one of those like the problem with chess is you can make a dumb move that will lose you the game, even if you're good.
Right.
And I'm not saying I'm good. I'm saying even good, like actual good players can make a move like that.
Right.
But so much more can I, not being good.
Right.
So anyway, that's my chess rant.
Great.
And the other problem with sorry, let me add on. The other thing about chess is that if you lose, it just feels bad because there's nothing to blame except you, right? Like there's no randomness at all. It's all just you losing and making mistakes and not seeing your opponent's strategy and things like that.
You know for an undeniable fact that you screwed it up. Like there were moves that you could have made that unquestionably would have won the game.
Right.
Like that's true if you're playing literally any person, because computers can beat literally any person. So if you just did that, you would win always, but you can't, and that does feel bad. I agree.
There's nothing worse than like getting mated in a move that you didn't see, and you're just like, wow, I'm an idiot. Like
why couldn't I have just looked at that piece and seen what it was
it's
about
so
to
obvious in hindsight. How did I not notice it at the? Okay. Anyway, there's your 6-minute chess rant.
Yeah, glad we got in some chess rants. Maybe one of these times we should just do an episode that's entirely rants. Would that be a good episode?
No, we should definitely not. No, it would not. It would be terrible.
All right, alternate idea. What if we do an episode that was entirely us playing chess?
I think that would be even worse than us doing rants. Like, it would be good if our listeners like were able to picture chess games in their head.
Yeah.
Which I don't think any of our listeners can do. So, then you're just listening to like random moves, like, I move my knight here. Oh, I'm gonna take your knight with my pawn. They're like, I don't know what the strategy. Like, even if by the way, even if they were interested in watching a game of chess between you and me, the podcast is now a step below that because they can't even see what's going on. They just have to. Yeah. Anyway, so. Good suggestion, though. Always good to throw some ideas at the wall and see if they stick.
Yep.
Cool. We good? You want to add anything else?
We got to the entire end of the episode here, and we didn't make a dollar bet on anything, so maybe we should postpone that for now. Do a little bit of thinking about that one off the air. Maybe sneak in some behind-the-scenes bonus content that no one will ever hear but us. To gloat about, and lead off our next episode with the high stakes action. Something to tune in.
All right, here's I actually have an idea for the bet. So we were before the episode we were talking about how you are going to be decorating your balcony with lights. And there's a contest at your apartment complex for the best decoration. So it sounds like it's pretty likely that you guys will get a prize just based on the number of participants and the number of people who get prizes. But how about this? If you guys get second place or better, I will give you $1. And if you get third place or no prize, I will give you give me $1. How does that sound?
That's the opposite of the bet that I would have made, because if we won a lot of money for the listeners, this is like there's like a monetary prize for this decoration competition. I would be happy to give you $1 of it. In
The
terms
problem
of,
is
like,
you
losing
can't
the bet.
you can't be motivated to do poorly.
That's also true. Like I could just, deliberately throw and earn $1 for my troubles, but that's tricky. I don't know if we can be one of the top 10 balconies, and I don't know if Shelby would be interested in doing what it takes to get there. Um,
Okay, all right. So that idea is discarded. All right. Well, we can talk about it off the air then.
yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's the end of the episode then. Thanks for listening, everybody. If you have any ideas for future episodes, if you want to hear more of something, less of something, if you have any suggestions for how Nathan should decorate his balcony, send us an email, which can be found at our website, as we mentioned before. And tune in next week for another extremely entertaining episode of Joel the Podcast. So that's it, everybody. I'm Alex.
I'm Alex.
And this has been
Joel.